The product of numbers in scientific notation are found using the rules of exponents. Since within the parentheses we have multiplication in both cases and an implied multiplication, we can use commutative and associative property to rearrange these numbers or factors being multiplied together to simplify. Multiplying these decimals together results in a product of 4.2, and common bases multiplied together we can simplify by adding exponents to give us the product of these two numbers. If we were interested in using a calculator, I have a Texas Instrument Model 30XA. Scientific notation is entered by tapping the EE key. We put our decimal 1.2 as in this example, then tap the EE key and enter the power that 10 is raised to. For this problem, it was to the 8th power. Then, multiplying that by the other number, which is 3.5 to the 12th power, again to indicate 12th power, I'm tapping the EE key here and putting in that power of 12 on 10 and hitting equals. Now, if you just tuned in, this looks like the number 4.2 to the 20th power. We need to recognize how our calculator puts a number in scientific notation, which that is the case for this model, and instead of putting this as our answer, using the form of the scientific notation that we previously had. Here's another calculator. This is a Casio calculator that I'm going to do the same calculation. Here on this model at the bottom is the key that's used for the scientific notation, and it looks more like scientific notation, or at least obvious, over the Texas Instrument with the EE key. So again, I will enter 1.2. Let me slide this down so you can see the display. We'll turn it on there. 1.2. I don't tap the times. I am simply tapping the scientific notation key after entering the 1.2, and here it displays the times 10 to the, so we put in our exponent, then we're multiplying that by 3.5, and again, no additional multiplication is required because that is part of this key. What is required is that we put the power of our exponent, which is 12, and then hitting equals for our answer. This model does display our answer in a recognizable standard form for scientific notation. So 4.2 times 10 to the 20th power is the result of this multiplication.